Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, one day after a tragic fall from the high wire, Suncoast Circus legend Nik Wallenda says it's a miracle everyone survived. 5 people were injured during yesterday's practice at the Circus Sarasota Big Top. Wallenda saying today everyone will fully recover from their injuries and that the show will go on. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live at the Circus Sarasota Big Top, where a press conference was held just a short time ago. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, as you mentioned, they have said it over and over, the show must go on, and right now we can hear periodically the music coming from inside the tent here at Circus Sarasota, performers practicing, rehearsing for tonight's sold-out VIP show, a show that may be a little easier to deliver now knowing that everyone involved in Wednesday's accident will be making that full recovery. Nik Wallenda just a little over an hour ago giving us an update on exactly what happened during practice yesterday. Right now they think one person in the pyramid may have started fainting as they were walking across the wire, and it threw off everybody's balance. He's saying it's been a myriad of injuries sustained, including broken toes, feet, arm, pelvis, and some facial fractures. One gentleman who fell from 40 feet high, it was 20 feet, 25 feet was the wire. He fell from 40 feet at the top of that pyramid. He will be walking out of the hospital today with just 3 broken toes. They have said it a number of times, Wallenda included, that it is just a miracle how everyone will eventually walk away from this.
Yes, it was tragic. The entire incident, it was a nightmare. But there's triumph through it. There were 8 of us on that wire. We'd been training for about 2 months. Our intentions were to break a Guinness World Record, which we have broke on multiple occasions training in this tent.
Spoke with every member of that troupe, asking them should he continue to perform tonight and tomorrow, and it was a unanimous yes. Scott?
And Adam, I know we learned more about who was on the wire yesterday, including members of the Wallenda family, right?
Yes, we don't know any specific names, but Nik did confirm that 4 of the 8 who were injured were family members of his, and 2 of the more serious injuries, to performers belong to his aunt and sister. He rode with his sister to the hospital. She had a laceration in her liver and some internal bleeding, but that all stopped by the time they arrived at the hospital. Just one of the many miracles that he was talking about just a little bit earlier. And he will be performing tonight at 7 o'clock at that VIP show, and then tomorrow at 7 o'clock when they have the grand opening of this Circus Sarasota act. Scott?
Yeah, quite a turnaround. I know this is what he lives to do, and glad to see that everyone will recover fully from their injuries. Adam Cellini reporting live for us this afternoon in Sarasota. Thank you, Adam. In Sarasota, the search continues for the suspect in an armed robbery at a Family Dollar store. Sarasota police say it happened around 9 o'clock Tuesday night at the store on North Lime Avenue. Suspect can be seen wearing dark clothing, sunglasses, a mask. Officers say the man displayed a black revolver with a wooden handle and then demanded cash. The employee handed it over before the suspect took off on foot. Anyone with information should contact Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. We're learning more about how a recently approved half-cent sales tax will be spent in the city of Bradenton. City Council there approving a preliminary plan on where that money will go. $200,000 of it will go towards getting new police cars for the Bradenton Police Department. $600,000 will go towards street paving. Other projects would include a new park across from Ballard Park Elementary School and replacing the roof of City Hall. City will get about $2.2 million from the half-cent sales tax this year. Local business owners and organizations gathering this morning to learn what it means to be a leader in the community. Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce holding its annual kickoff breakfast at the Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota. The president of Leadership Florida, Wendy Walker, was the keynote speaker. She used the leadership qualities of slave abolitionist Harriet Tubman as an example to describe how those attributes can be used in today's business world.
Leadership is not position. It's taking charge, it's accepting responsibility, it's having the courage to do what needs to be done.
Walker has been with Leadership Florida for 28 years. She says some of the organization's strongest business leaders come from the Sarasota area. This was the Chamber's 96th year of holding that breakfast. Sarasota County once again being recognized for its cleanliness. The county receiving the Keep America Beautiful President's Circle Award. The award honors communities who work to end littering, improve recycling, and beautify neighborhoods. This is the 14th year the county has received the award. Happening today, Mediterranean culture is coming to life at the annual St. Barbara's Greek Festival in Sarasota. This festival brings the sights, sounds, and tastes that define the traditional Greek way of life on the Suncoast. It started just about an hour ago at the church on North Lockwood Ridge Road, runs until Sunday, and for today only, admission is free. And some decent weather so far for that festival, John?
Yeah, not bad. You know, I think it's going to be absolutely everything's cleared out perfectly. So we had a little cloud cover out there. We had a little sea fog. We had a little rain showers in places.
Right.
A drizzle more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's gone now, and we're looking at some really pretty weather over the next several days.
That's great.
I'm going to love it, actually. It's going to be sunny and gorgeous. Taking a look, well, that's actually not Cortez Bridge Cam. That's the Lakewood Ranch webcam, and putting it into motion, you can see the clouds beginning to clear across the region. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in store for us all. I think a little breezy out there, though, and rip currents could be an issue, but you see that line of showers down to the south? That line of showers is what's left of the showers from the front, and they are in the process of decaying away. We'll have the complete forecast for you in just a few.
All right, John, thank you. Another diverging diamond project may be coming to Sarasota County. Design plans are in the works for the interchange at I-75 and Bee Ridge Road. They include widening 3 miles of the interstate and reconstructing that interchange. The intersection of Bee Ridge Road and Cattleman Road would also be changed into a continuous flow traffic pattern. If you want to see the plans and give some feedback, there are 2 opportunities today, one at 2 and another at 5:30. They happen at the Realtor Association of Sarasota and Manatee on Cattleman Road. Some controversial plans to build a new radio tower in Englewood getting the green light. The Sarasota County Commission approving plans for the cell tower to be built near the Englewood Sports Complex. That tower will be part of a county project, and construction would begin next month. Pittsburgh Pirates are setting up for another spring training in Bradenton. Pirates equipment arriving on a truck last night at McKechnie Field in Pirate City. The staff unloading the truck first thing this morning. They tell us it took them about an hour to do so. The equipment will be used at both Pirate City as well as McKechnie Field. Some will also be used for minor leagues and major league academies such as the Dominican Republic Academy in South America.
This shipment, it's the largest shipment that comes down from Pittsburgh. It's a combination of the equipment that we use for spring training, as well as a mixture of personal luggage and items, not only for players, but also for executive staff and any staff from Pittsburgh that has involvement with helping operate spring training here in Bradenton.
Pirates pitchers and catchers will report to camp this coming Monday to begin their workouts on Tuesday, and the rest of the team will arrive next Thursday. The Pirates kick off spring training at home against the Orioles. That will happen on February 25th. Time now to head over to the kitchen for the first time. Our good friend is with us today, Chef Paul Madison. Paul, great to see you again. What's on your menu for today?
Hey, Scott, how are you today? We're going to do a bistecca florentine, which is an Italian word for a great big delicious steak that we're going to feature for Valentine's Day coming up. So it should be great.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Nobody beats Bacon's with Bassett. Rich finishes, beautiful colors, and over 1,000 different fabrics and leathers to choose from. Bassett Custom Furniture at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Right now, all custom premier sofas, upholstered headboards, and ottomans are 40% off. Don't miss this opportunity to get the custom ordered furniture you've been dreaming of for a limited time at 40% off. Only at Bacon's Furniture and Design in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Special shout out to Inglewood Elementary. I promised I would give them a shout out. Got to talk to them today about weather and whatnot, and what a bright bunch of kids they are. How you doing, guys and gals? You are wonderful today. 77 degrees, the air temperature. Dew point is at 65. Still a high dew point, but to note, the winds now have a northerly component. The front's through. We're in that zone of transition. We'll be seeing that dew point value sinking over the next 24 hours, down into the 50s again. So it's going to feel pretty comfortable, I think, as we head in tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow might be one of the best days we've had in a while. 77, our air temperature now is probably about the high of the day. I don't think we're going to get much warmer. With that northerly component, we'll start to filter in some cooler air, and that's going to kind of battle against the sunshine that we have out there. And I think our temperatures will start to taper off as we head into the next several hours. 77 Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton, 78 degrees in Wauchula, 77 in Arcadia, Mayaca at 78, 70 in Inglewood, 75 in Venice. We've had a few scattered showers around, but nothing too terribly bad. As far as the red tide status goes, the red tide observations by Mote Marine Laboratories indicate that some things are pretty good in northern parts of the viewing area. We do have off Lido Key offshore some higher concentrations in the water, but as observed by Mote Marine observers at the beaches and what's in the air, it's Venice and Minnesota that have a little slight irritant in the air today, and that can change very quickly. So the offshore winds, onshore winds will become offshore as we head into the next about 12 hours or so, and we start to see a more northeasterly wind component develop. There's the last remaining few showers exiting the region. After that, it's over. We won't have any more showers to speak of, I don't think, today. Drier air is already starting to filter in from the north. Boy, big, heavy travel nightmare up to the north of us, though, with more heavy snowfall now moving from New York City up into Boston region. They could get accumulations of up to a foot around the Boston area. A lot of airport delays and a lot of canceled flights, actually, a lot of cancellations today. So if you're traveling to that corridor, please do check ahead. I'm sure you're aware of that by now. Low pressure area and the frontal boundary attached to it sinks south through the Florida Peninsula today. High pressure builds in and winds are directed out of the northeast. With those northeasterly winds, we get that drier, I think more pleasant air, lower relative humidity anyway, and slightly cooler, at least for a day or two. And even beyond that, the relative humidities should stay fairly low, at least until the beginning of next work week, I think. Breezy, afternoon sun, cooler temperatures, I think, in store for us as we head into the afternoon. Last few showers go away, high pressure builds in, lots of sunshine in store for us. Then probably on about Sunday, we'll start to notice a little bit of an easterly flow as opposed to northeasterly flow, and humidity will start working its way back, I think, Monday and Tuesday. As far as the forecast goes, west wind at about 15, becoming more northerly through the day at 15 to 20 for boaters. Watch for those winds picking up. The seas will also, of course, pick up. We'll look for about a 10% chance of showers in the southernmost parts of our viewing area for the next hour or so. Breezy throughout the day, and over the next several days, temperatures drop just a little bit with lots of sunshine, Scott.
All right, John, thank you so much. In health news, those long, hot showers many people enjoy, well, they can have some long-term effects on our skin. Water that's too hot can dry out our skin. And if it gets too dry, it can actually become inflamed and itchy. So to curb the problem, doctors recommend taking shorter and lukewarm showers. But if you're still having issues with your skin, try using cream moisturizers. They tend to be thicker than lotions and do a better job moisturizing the skin.
The key is applying a cream or a petroleum jelly-like product, ideally within 2 to 3 minutes of stepping out of the shower. Ideally, even just patting dry rather than scrubbing your body completely dry, and that helps lock in some of that moisture.
But if you have very sensitive skin, doctors suggest avoiding any moisturizer that might have potential irritants or allergens. Whole grain diets can do miracles for your heart, but how does it affect your weight? ABC senior medical contributor Dr. Timothy Johnson takes a look.
Carbs, bread, pasta, cereal, sugar, they've gotten a bad rap in diet circles lately. Books and articles saying we can trace almost all our health problems right to their door. Now, a new study that just might change some minds, at least when it comes to whole grains. Researchers at Tufts University put 81 middle-aged men and women on one of 2 strict dietary regimens. One group got a diet based on whole grains, the other based on refined grains like white flour and ordinary pasta. All participants ate the same number of calories, regardless of what diet they were on. After 6 weeks, the researchers found that those on the whole grain diet burned more calories at rest and absorbed fewer calories from their food than their refined grain eating counterparts, probably because of the higher fiber content. In fact, those on the whole grain diet ended up burning 92 more calories per day than those on the refined grain diet, the exercise equivalent of walking briskly for 30 minutes. A small effect, but combined with the known positive effect on heart health, maybe it's enough to tip those who want to lose a little weight into choosing some whole grain options. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Coming up on your Suncoast News, a former NBA player and a team owner are not seen eye to eye. Their confrontation leading to an arrest. And heavy snow up north is making a difficult commute today. That storm is also affecting travel right here on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Ideologue. I am an originalist.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
In sports, it was a showdown last night between a former New York Knicks player and the team's owner. Cell phone video captures a confrontation between Charles Oakley and team owner James Dolan during the Knicks-Clippers game at Madison Square Garden. In the video, you see Oakley there shouting at Dolan and then shoving security guards. He had to be escorted out and then was arrested. Oakley was one of the Knicks' top players during their run to the 1994 NBA Finals. Losing the Super Bowl has the Atlanta Falcons making some changes to its coaching staff. Defensive coordinator Richard Smith and defensive line coach Brian Cox have been let go. The moves come after the team blew a 28-3 lead in the second half of their overtime loss to the New England Patriots. Much of it blamed on the defense, which allowed the Patriots to score 31 unanswered points. Here at home, parents can now apply to enroll their middle school children at a school other than the one they're assigned to. Manatee County is hosting its middle school choice open enrollment session today. This is the only time during the year when parents can apply to have their child attend another school without giving a specific reason for the move. Applications will be accepted through February 17th. Tonight, you can help the Humane Society of Sarasota County bring a little love to its pooches. The organization hosting its first ever Smoochy Poochie Yappy Hour. There will be appetizers for both two-legged and four-legged guests, live entertainment, and a pet photo booth. It all starts at 5 o'clock at the Aloft Sarasota in its backyard patio area. Tickets are $25 at the door. All the proceeds from the Yappy Hour will go to the Humane Society. Back to the kitchen now. John is with our good friend, Chef Paul Madison, getting us ready for Valentine's Day.
Paul, here's a dish you're going to like. I have no doubt about it, and I know I am too. I said Paul. Sorry, I meant Scott. Scott, huge meat eater. I was entranced by this cut of beef here. Beautiful porterhouse.
This is a beautiful porterhouse. And, you know, it's funny because all too often the women make the dining reservations and the decisions to go out.
That happens.
Well, guys, I got to tell you, it's Valentine's Day, so it's up to us to do what we're supposed to do and
do
be
or
prepared.
die, brother.
Take your woman out to dinner. Take your spouse. Take your friend out to dinner. And so here's something that you can choose, because this is a dinner we're featuring for 2 people.
Okay.
And every guy likes a good steak, right?
Sure, of course.
And the porterhouse is wonderful because what you have is really 2 cuts in one. There's almost like a T-bone, a T-style bone in the center of it. And down the larger side is the New York strip. And down the smaller side is the filet mignon.
Her side?
Her side. Exactly. So she can feel dainty and just kind of munch on that delicate little smaller version.
And the tenderloin is awesome. I mean,
yes. And we can have that beautiful big piece that we love. I got a couple of fritters in the oven. I made a gorgonzola fritter.
Nice.
So we took a little tempura batter, took some gorgonzola cheese, little cream cheese, kind of rolled it all together into a little ball. Roll it into the tempura batter, give it a quick fry.
You're not deep frying that, though. You're doing that in the oven?
I did deep fry it first. I just gave it a flash fry, and then we'll finish it in the oven right before it's time to serve it.
Nice.
It's a nice way to do, especially if you're entertaining clients or your guests and you're trying to cook a lot of things at once. Get some of that stuff done ahead of time.
That's a great idea, because you don't want to spend your entire evening in the kitchen. That's no fun at all.
Right. So
nice. Now, how long do you cook a porterhouse steak like
Well, it depends on the thickness of it, and you know, you want to cook it a little less than you think you should, and then let it rest for a few minutes before you serve it and cut it. But you know, this thickness is about 1 inch thick. It's going to cook in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Now, do you once it's done and you're letting it rest? I've read different things. Cover it with tin foil. Don't cover it with tin foil. What do you think?
You know, you don't want it to get cold. I usually put a little bit of you know, just a nice kitchen towel over the top.
Okay.
Just to keep it warm, keep a lot of the heat from escaping. And it doesn't have to rest for a long time, but 4 or 5 minutes will just help all those juices inside to kind of firm up and solidify and really be great.
Tell us about your Valentine's Day meal. I noticed you've got some cute little accoutrement over here.
We do. We got some little goodies. So this is a dessert. Those are little heart-shaped chocolate espresso torts, flourless.
Oh, nice.
And we'll do that again as a shared dish. So each of us get a heart.
Very nice. Are there still reservations available?
We're getting close. I didn't look at it this morning, but I would.
got a little pesto going
A
on
little
there?
pesto going on top. And
Chimichurri or something?
It's an arugula pesto.
Okay.
So we use pistachio nuts instead of pine nuts, which are kind of classic in a pesto. And instead of basil, we're using arugula, which is kind of a spicy little lettuce or green. And then I get some extra arugula to go on the top. And we'll just season that with a little salt and pepper and some olive oil. And,
Give it a little spice, like you should on Valentine's Day, right?
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely. So we'll start with that big plate. Get these guys out of the oven, these little fritters.
Oh, that smells so good, I tell you.
So I've got a little truffle-y mashed potato to kind of hold things together. And we've got these beautiful little fritters. You can see all that yummy gooey gorgonzola in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was
Give
great.
a little touch of those onto the plate. And save room for that big delicious steak.
Oh, nice.
And then, as they do in Florence or Italy, as the steak kind of originated from, you know, a little bit of fresh greens on top. Sometimes they'll just cover the steak with just a little green and the pepperiness of that green, and you know, a little fresh lemon to squeeze on top. Just gives it a nice balance, a little acidity.
Oh,
And,
that looks beautiful. And we'll remind folks, the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com, which is great to print off and keep and have it for, you know, future dates. But for Valentine's Day, have it made for you, brought to the table, and give yourself a chance to talk.
Big steak for us, little steak for her.
That's the way to go.
Everybody's
It's
happy.
perfect. Paul, thanks very much.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate you
Great to
coming
be
in
here.
today. Be right back.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
And for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Luxury for less at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Pickle beets.
You keep going back to pickle beet. I want ooh la la.
With unlimited colors to choose from, I knew we would find one they would agree on.
Ace is the place with the sienna rose color you love. Or pickled beets.
This one would be nice.
Maybe aged Bordeaux.
Don't miss these February Red Hot Buys on Wild Bird Food and Scott's Bonus S Weed and Feed. 6 convenient Sarasota locations and now open in Bradenton, Northport, and soon Osprey.
We consider the first 60 minutes the golden hour, the time that we can do the most to affect how a patient's going to do. I think what motivates all of us is that at the other end of it, we see them, smiling and happy and going back to their families. That's our greatest satisfaction. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is just an amazing place to take care of people.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A consultant has been hired to assess how well authorities handled the aftermath of a shooting at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Broward County officials are in negotiations with a St. Louis engineering and consulting company to look into a variety of issues like airport security and cooperation between agencies and assistance to passengers and their families. Last month, Esteban Santiago was accused of shooting and killing 5 people and injuring 6 others at the airport. A woman accused of taking a baby from a Jacksonville hospital and raising it as her own was in court this morning. 51-year-old Gloria Williams pleading not guilty to charges of kidnapping and interference of custody. Back in 1998, Williams is accused of taking a baby from the hospital shortly after the baby was born. Williams raised the child in South Carolina, even changed her name. If convicted, she faces life in prison. The infant, who is now 18 years old, met her real parents just last month. Flash flood warning has been extended in Nevada after a dam breaks. The breach happened yesterday, sending water and debris rushing into communities downstream, threatening homes, roads, and farms. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Emergency agencies are advising residents to seek higher ground. New developments this afternoon on a winter storm. Snow blanketing the Midwest and the Northeast today, and it's causing a travel nightmare. ABC's Lana Zach shows us more.
For 50 million Americans, today is snowy, cold, and dangerous.
It was all full black ice, couldn't control the car.
In Needham, Massachusetts, one man was killed after a driver lost control on the slick streets. Authorities are urging everyone to stay off of the roads.
These roads are bad, and they're only going to get worse with the snow accumulation and the wind.
Many are heeding the advice. Toll booths on the New Jersey Turnpike that would ordinarily be teeming are largely deserted. But still, there are those who venture out. Look at this box truck and SUV that collided. First responders had to flip that truck back over. The New York State Police tweeting out this photo of a tractor trailer being towed from the highway. Just yesterday, it was a different story. A perfect spring day.
Wednesday, record high 62 degrees here in Central Park. What a change from yesterday. It feels like it's about 1 degree out here. Can't believe that yesterday I had no coat on.
The storm started yesterday in the Midwest and moved quickly east. The snowfall in parts of New York coming at a rate of 4 inches per hour. Trying to keep up all the more difficult because of the type of snow.
It's wet. Well, because of the wetness, it just becomes slippery, and even with four-wheel drive and extra weight, we're just slipping and sliding when we're pushing it. It's just a mess.
As you can see, the snow is coming down rather quickly, but it turns out that might actually be a blessing. Meteorologists say that if the storm had lingered, we could have been looking at several feet here in New York City. Reporting from Central Park, Lana Zach, ABC News.
Lana, thank you. This snowy weather also impacting flights here on the Suncoast. At least 6 flights have been canceled at Sarasota Bradenton International. They include 3 arriving flights from Newark, New Jersey, Boston, and New York. Also, 2 departing flights going to New York and Boston are also canceled. Passengers we spoke to say they're just coping with the wait.
There isn't much I can do. You know, you're not in charge when you're flying. I'd rather be here where it's not so crazy. I wouldn't want to be in a very crowded airport where people were fighting for seats.
She's got a great attitude there. If you or someone you know is planning to fly out of SRQ today, be sure to check the flight status before you leave home to make sure your flight is not one that is affected by the weather. In the Northeast, snowy day for them, huh?
Yeah, and something we really haven't been talking about a whole lot is the fact that the winds are also howling up there. I mean, some 50, 60 mile an hour winds at times. So you're getting blizzard-like whiteout conditions, and it's just a mess. There you have it, right? I'll take what we've got in store for us. Man, oh man, is the weather going to be nice over the next several days. Sarasota Bay webcam put it into motion on top of the Van Wezel shows the cloud cover to start the day. Even a drop or 2 of showers moving through, but not much. Now a lot of blue sky out there, a lot of sunshine, but the sunshine kind of battling against the wind shift that's in the process of taking place. We're kind of in that zone of transition right now. between the air mass that we had, which was warm and humid, and the air mass that we're going to get, which is seasonably cool and dry. The showers now located down to the south at the last remaining gasp of the frontal showers sinking southward, clearing the area. And we'll have really just a whole lot of sunshine is visible on satellite view there for the remainder of the afternoon, with only a few fair weather clouds. Daytime highs top out beautiful, probably about where we are now at 77, and then taper off through the remainder of the afternoon. We'll have the complete forecast about what to expect coming up in a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Trial begins today for 6 people accused of seizing a wildlife refuge. The men are accused of illegally carrying weapons in the 2014 standoff at an Oregon wildlife refuge. Occupiers were holed up at the refuge for more than 40 days, protesting federal land policies, arguing that the property belongs to the people and not to the government. Protest was led by Ammon Bundy and his father Cliven Bundy. Both were arrested and face federal conspiracy charges. A development company is planning to push forward with the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline. Final permission was granted from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers yesterday to proceed with construction. The project has been stalled for months now due to the opposition that a pipeline leak could contaminate drinking water there. It also threatens land belonging to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Rallies took place across the country yesterday to oppose it. A follow-up now in the confirmation process in Washington, where President Trump is celebrating a win for his pick for Attorney General Jeff Sessions, getting sworn in today. But it could be a short-lived celebration as he awaits a court's ruling on his controversial travel ban. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with more.
President Trump's cabinet is one step closer to completion today. Jeff Sessions, the man Democrats argued is weak on civil rights and immigration, is now officially the new Attorney General. But this comes as the president finds himself seemingly at odds with his nominee for the Supreme Court. A spokesman for Judge Neil Gorsuch told ABC News during a meeting with Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal, Gorsuch described the president's recent criticism of judges as, quote, demoralizing and disheartening. The president reacting on Twitter, accusing the senator of misrepresenting what Judge Gorsuch told him. But today, Blumenthal doubling down.
There's no question that Judge Gorsuch said that these attacks on the judiciary are disheartening and demoralizing. Needn't believe me, there were White House staff in the room, and his own spokesman confirmed afterward what he said.
The president's tweet against the senator comes less than a day after this one, when he claimed his daughter Ivanka has been treated so unfairly by Nordstrom. That tweet later retweeted by the official presidential account. Nordstrom says it dropped Ivanka's products, citing steadily declining sales, but the White House accused the American retailer of playing politics.
This is a direct attack on his policies and her name.
The former ethics lawyer for the Obama administration calling out President Trump in his family's business affairs.
Bullying Nordstrom's, driving down their share price, it's abusive and wrong.
In the meantime, we're still waiting to learn the fate of the president's executive order banning travel from 7 Muslim-majority countries. The decision over the ban suspension could come down this week. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, a former president is getting into the solar business. Former President Jimmy Carter unveiling his solar panel project. These panels were installed on 10 acres of farmland he owns in Georgia. Carter was the first U.S. president to install solar panels at the White House. He tried to promote them as an energy source, and he believes this project will be a huge benefit to farmers.
For farmers, it'll be an inspiration for small towns. It'll be an inspiration for everybody that wants to shift to depending on the sun, directly or indirectly for our power instead of coal and oil.
Carter believes millions of jobs could be created in the United States if President Trump embraces renewable energy sources. He hopes to make his solar panels a tourist attraction there in Georgia. In consumer news, tax season is here, and while some people may wait until the April 18th deadline to file those taxes, there are a few good reasons to file early. First, filing early can beat criminals to the punch. Once you file, your Social Security number is locked and it can't be used again by anyone else. Also, filing early could mean getting your return faster. While some delays are expected for those claiming certain credits, the IRS still expects to issue more than 9 out of 10 refunds in under 3 weeks from the day a return is filed. If you have a favorite Netflix show, you may soon be able to buy some merchandise to show off your fandom. Netflix looking to sell licensed merchandise. The company posting a job looking for someone who would, among other things, create fan items like books, clothing, and toys. Some possible merchandise can be a replica of Frank Underwood's ring or some Gilmore Girls coffee. If you missed the Manatee County Fair last month, there's another opportunity to catch some fun. The Florida State Fair opening its gates this morning in Tampa. One classic attraction returning, the Super Slide. New this year is the Sky, which will take 6 people 155 feet into the air. Also new, an interactive exhibit about the sweet history of candy. The fair runs today through February 20th. Coming up, the finest of French arts will soon be delighting us here on the Suncoast, plus how an historical home of a human rights leader is getting seen in a new light. Those stories coming up.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
I think we've just about reached our high temperature for the day, which was at 77. We've lost a degree with the current reading at 76. And the winds are becoming increasingly northerly, now north-northwest at 17 and breezy. They'll be breezy through the remainder of the day. And with this little westerly component, we have a rip current issue on our area beaches as well, so watch for that. Plus the seas, of course, will be increasing throughout the afternoon. The boaters also, perhaps not a great afternoon for boating. Dew point is at 65. It is falling. It will fall much, much further before it stops falling as well. I think we'll have dew points in the 50s by tomorrow. It's going to be an exquisite day tomorrow. 79 Wauchula, 78 Arcadia, 78 Myakka Parish at 76, 77 Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch the same, Northport at 77, still 81 in Punta Gorda, but 74 in Venice, 76 Sarasota, and 70 out at Longboat Key. Red tide concentrations, the latest report in. We've got one location offshore that's showing high amounts of red tide in the water. This is not the same product that I showed you earlier in this newscast. That was the amount of irritants that are in the air, and only a couple of beaches, Venice and Manasota, showing a slight amount of irritants actually in the air at the beaches. This is what's in the water, and you can see mostly offshore. The rest of the readings are in the low to moderate, medium kind of concentrations, and they are still around across our area waters. As far as the rainfall forecast for today goes, not very good, actually. There's not going to be much in the way of shower activity left. Got a line of showers associated with our front continuing to press south, now clearing Fort Myers, so pretty far away. And the snow's still falling in parts of northeast and down east Maine. Total accumulation still forecast to be pretty impressive, and the center of this storm looks like it's located in just an ideal position to produce heavy snows across the northeast. High pressure builds in on that cold Canadian tap of air that's bringing us that big snowstorm. And as it does build in, our front continues to press southward. Our winds increasingly brisk out of the north, becoming northeasterly as we head into tomorrow. I think it'll continue to kind of fight against the sunshine that we get tomorrow, bring us to a temperature that'll be pretty much what we would expect to see at this time of year. Coming in at about 72 degrees tomorrow, I think, for a daytime high. Tonight's low, though, is going to be cooler, no doubt about it. We've had some nighttime lows here that have been hovering around the 60, 70 degree range, and tonight we're going to see them in the 50s. So some of you will probably be using heat tonight. Afternoon sun, cooler temperatures, rainfall comes to an end, high pressure builds in. We get some beautiful sunny skies tomorrow, and then our winds start to shift a little more easterly. The big cool down tomorrow probably lasts about 2.5 days, and then we start to see a return to increasing humidity and some warmer temperatures. Beach and boating, west wind turning northwest as it already has started to do, coming in at about 15 to 20 later today. Rain chance very minimal, only in the southernmost parts of the viewing area. Temperatures going down and then rebounding next week. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. In celebration of Black History Month, we look back at the life of a motorcycle pioneer. In the 1930s, Bessie Stringfield became the first African-American woman to ride across the United States by herself. She did this trip not just once, but 8 times. Afterwards, she served her country, working as an Army civilian dispatch rider during World War II. In 2002, she was inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Her nickname was the Motorcycle Queen of Miami. Stringfield passed away in 1993 at the age of 82. Next time you think about peanuts, think of this guy. George Washington Carver was a botanist and inventor, and best known for his many uses of the peanut. He devised more than 100 products using the crop, many that we still use today. They include dyes, plastics, and gasoline. He also invented items that can be used with other crops such as soybean and sweet potato. Carver died in 1943. Congress would later name January 5th as George Washington Carver Day in his honor. The home of slave abolitionists is getting some attention after a mention by President Donald Trump. Staff at the home of Frederick Douglass say that tourism has been picking up at the historical site. The home is located in Arlington, Virginia. Douglass lived there during his last 17 years of his life, more than 120 years ago. The mention of Douglass by President Trump last week generated more interest in the home, even as some say the president seemed to think Douglass was still alive.
Frederick Douglass is an example of somebody who's done an amazing job and is being recognized more and more, I notice.
It's hard to get into that man's head. I'm not sure he thinks as logically as many of us would like for him to.
Try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because you're going to need that sometime. Misinterpretation, misunderstanding.
70% of the objects in the home are original, and that includes a dining room set where Douglass sat at the head of the table and more than 2,000 books. The mayor of Washington, D.C. says if the area ever becomes a state, she will seek to name it the State of Washington Douglass Commonwealth. Here at home, there's always something new coming to the Suncoast. And kicking off this weekend is the first ever Sarasota French Music Festival. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more.
Joseph Holt came up with the idea for a festival of French music as he prepared programs for the two organizations that he directs, the Artist Series Concerts and Gloria Musicae.
I started to realize that there's some other institutions here in Sarasota, other arts organizations that are also featuring some French music at this time. So we banded together and created this French Festival of Music.
It runs February 12th to March 25th.
It features the Artist Series, Gloria Musicae, the Sarasota Music Archives, the Sarasota Opera is doing Dialogues of the Carmelites throughout the whole month of March. Even Selby Gardens is featuring Marc Chagall and all of his wonderful Riviera paintings.
The kickoff event is a concert at the Faith Lutheran Church, February 12th at 3 p.m.
It's a young cellist from Paris, France, so he's our true French artist that's coming in. He's part of the Young Concert Artists Association out of New York City.
And on Thursday, February 16th at Michael's on East, the Artist Series Concerts presents La Flûte Enchantée. It will feature Betsy Hudson Treba, the principal flutist of the Sarasota Orchestra.
I'm going to be performing two beloved French flute sonatas, one by Francis Poulenc and the other by Jules Mouquet, which is a relatively unknown composer, but a fantastic piece called La Flûte de Pan. And then I'm also doing a piece by Fauré, and then I'm doing two works with Jenny and Joe together.
It's going to be an afternoon of gorgeous music, and not just your typical that you see, just instrument or just a singer, but it's a real collaboration between voice, flute, and piano, which you don't see often.
It'll require the very best of both of them. And you can hear it all February 16th at 11 o'clock at Michael's on East. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you. Coming up, there could be some possible legal troubles for Beyonce, and a classic animated series getting new life thanks to a popular streaming service and a Saturday Night Live star. Entertainment News is next.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Getting ready for opening night. The show must go on for Circus Sarasota.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll have the latest on the show preparations after Wednesday's accident involving 5 performers. John?
We'll watch a cold front pass through the area, bringing us some cooler temperatures. We'll talk about the effect bright and early.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Being a caregiver at Granny Nanny's, there's nothing else like it.
When you build that relationship and form that bond, it's rewarding.
It feels wonderful. You feel like you're part of the family.
And every patient I meet becomes part of my family.
I love my job. It's who I am and it's what I do. It's about giving them the quality of life they deserve.
It's bringing loving care to home care.
I am Granny Nanny's.
I am Granny Nanny's.
I am Granny Nanny's.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
It's trouble in the Beehive. Superstar Beyonce is being sued for using the voice of a late YouTube star in one of her music videos. The estate of New Orleans star Anthony Barr has filed a $20 million copyright infringement lawsuit for using his voice in her song Formation. The voice of Barr, who also went by the name Messi Maya, is featured at the beginning of the song. He was fatally shot in 2010. Several songwriters and others are also named in the lawsuit. Saturday Night Live star Kate McKinnon has a new gig. She'll be the voice of Ms. Frizzle in the upcoming revival of The Magic School Bus. She'll be taking over the role from Lily Tomlin, who voiced the character in the original animated series from 1994 to 97. The first season of The Magic School Bus Rides Again debuts this year on Netflix. Finally, the Limbo Queen strikes again. Shamika Charles performing yet another back-bending stunt.
No way.
How does she do this? This time it was at a used car lot in Buffalo, New York, where she limboed under a Toyota pickup while balancing a tray of drinks in both hands.
No way.
I mean, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
She should apply to Circus Sarasota.
Yeah. She didn't spill a drop.
Amazing.
Last month, the self-proclaimed Limbo Queen went viral when she'd been under chairs at a waiting area at the Philadelphia airport. She is the Guinness World Record holder for having the lowest limbo by a female at 8.5 inches off the ground. She looks lower than that.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
I
don't know how you do that. Yeah, I really don't know. Beautiful weather today. I'm so excited about tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be an absolutely spectacular day. Couldn't ask for more. Temperatures just about average for this time of year.
Gosh, that's great. Thank you, John. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock with more news and weather.
Once upon a time, there were children who didn't know the magic of books. They didn't have stories to introduce them to enchanting characters. Now you can give stories that change lives. Go to magicofstorytelling.com to give all children the chance to follow their dreams.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.